Love and Fancy by George Sand's. Whenever, amid the boughs of myrtle, Love, summer-tresses and vernal-eyed, at morn or eve is seen to wander, a dark-haired girl is at his side. De la Hogue. One morn, just as day in the far east was breaking, young Love, who all night had been roving about, a charming siesta was quietly taken, his strength by his rambles completely worn out. Round his brow a wreath, woven of every flower that springs from the hillside or valley was bound. In his hand was a rose he had stolen from some bower, where the bow and his quiver lay near on the ground. Wild Fancy just came from a kingdom of dreams, the breath of the opening day to enjoy, and to catch the warm kiss of its first golden beams on her cheek caught a glimpse of a slumbering boy. While a light and noiseless step she drew near to the sleeper, and gazed till his snowy breast heavenly a soft sight. Then she bade sleep's dull god bring a sounder and deeper and heavenlier trance for Love's beautiful eye. Then back to her shadowy kingdom she flew, and called up the bright music form she had wear, and filling an urn from a fountain of dew, she bade them all straight to Love's couch side repair. There came and stood round, as a hand o'er his pillow from a chalice of pearl poured its magical stream, while his red rosy lips, with nose safe like a billow, at play with a breeze told how sweet was the stream. He dreamed that he sat on a shining throne, wrought of the purest of gold that the earth could supply, while a trio of beautiful maids, who each brought a gift for his shrine, in succession passed by. First Fame, with a step and the glance of a queen, came up, and before him bent down her proud knee, and held up a garland whereon played the sheen of the beams which ensure immortality. Next Wealth, the stern mistress of man, for whose smile they toil like the galley slave, brought in her hand the fair gems of many an ocean isle, and the diamonds of many a far-off land. And Beauty came too with her blue, laughing eye, her fair, flowing locks, and her soft rosy cheek and red lips, whose sweet smile told silently the tale which they seemed ashamed to speak. 'Neath the shade of a palm branch a fourth one stood by, with looks like an hue to the tresses of night, with a pale, pensive brow and a dark, dreamy eye, with a soul of sweet softness lay gleaming in light. It was Fancy. Love gazed, and his eager eye shone with a lustre of feeling, deep, fervent, and sweet, and he thought it were better to give up his throne for a place on his knees at the coy maiden's feet. And from that bright hour, through calm and through storm, through the sunlight of summer and winter's dark rain, we twain have been bound by ties tender and warm, which never through all time shall be severed again. And ever will Love, weaving his fonder witchery, will Fancy the aid of her brightness bestow, and give the loved object, whatever it be, a pure, a dearer, a heavenlier glow.